Hey, good evening, y'all, and welcome to another Saturday Night Vibes. Hopefully, your week has gone phenomenal. If not, Vibes, Ryan, and Skull to turn it around, make it a good weekend. So, anyways, if you're here watching replay, what are you doing with your life? Come back and watch a live stream.
There you go.
Anyways, we got Ryan, Wild Fish Tanks here, the Skull Aquatics, my co-host. So, welcome.
What's up?
Not much. So, what do you think about the intro?
That's cool, man. I forgot. I feel like for the next hour and a half, I'm going to talk to you about Lake Tanganyika and cichlids, and to Skull about live bears and gadaids. I feel like that's the.
Right.
I feel like that's where we're headed.
Yeah, forget him. Just talk to me.
Okay. All right. We got this. Go ahead.
There you go. There you go.
Let's go ahead and welcome everyone into the live stream. We got Nano Clan guy. Hey, Jay. Welcome. Good to see you. They're in Daytona. Hey, Jeff Pelham. Aquatic, welcome. Hey, Richard.
Hey, what's up, Richard?
I saw you there at Daytona as well.
Yeah.
Welcome. Jimmy P. Welcome. Jeff Kane. Welcome.
We were just talking about Jeff, so maybe his ears are burning.
Did Bobby fall asleep? Yeah. Scuba Steve. Welcome. Hey, I got a question for those in the chat. If you saw my live stream today, any of them today, put one in the chat. I did it on Instagram, for those who wondered. You know, I'm kind of curious, is it worth me doing it even? Live streams on Instagram. Anyways, back at it. Josh, Metalhead, welcome. What's up, Poppy? Welcome. Sam, way, welcome.
Josh, I hope you're
Hey.
doing good with your health, my friend.
Yeah. Hey, Robert. Yeah. Hey, I missed you this morning. Maxine's. Garcia Aquatics here. Welcome. Gar. All right. We do have some people that saw it. At least one of them today. That's awesome. Scuba Steve. You see me this morning? Awesome. Sam. Welcome. He saw me too. Good. So, hey, since there's two people that saw me, I'll keep doing it as of now. Instagram is more of a, for me, a pop-up live stream, not a scheduled one. So, it'd be interesting. Anyways, I'm down at the bottom of the chat. So, since we do have Ryan here, we'll be focused on him tonight. How long have you been in the hobby of the aquariums?
So I kept the tank as a kid a little bit, but it was more like my mom's tank than my tank, one of those kind of deals, you know.
Mhm.
Like I think it was probably a 20 tall, something like that. Had a baller shark, a blue Grammy, but I wasn't like into it really until 2016. I want to say 2016, and in like 2015, me and my buddy did this tilapia breeding experiment in my garage or whatever.
I remember that.
And, that was fun, but it didn't last long. And then after that, I had some tanks laying around, like a 55. And then like in 2016, I was like, you know what? Let me set up an actual fish tank with, like, I think I bought some stuff off Craigslist, like angelfish and whatever. So 2016 is when I kind of got into the hobby as an adult.
Nice. So, what sounds you've been in the hobby around the hobby most of your life?
Well, no, yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm about 40, so since like the late 30s, but between like 10 and 30, I didn't keep fish tanks.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Right. There's a question here in the chat for you. Ryan, have you ever tried your live bears outside in ponds?
Yeah, for sure. Certain ones like least killifish, native ones for sure, Richard. Other ones, like a lot of the live bears I have right now are like gadaids, which like it cooler. So in Florida right now, I could probably put them out right now for the winter and they'd be fine. But come summertime, they don't really like it too warm. So Garcia, I love you, bro. I wouldn't do a tilapia farm with my freaking best friend in the world. it's a mess. It's a mess. But yeah. was one experiment. I have no desire to try again. Tilapia. That was fun one time, and that's it.
Hey, Skipper, welcome. But I do have a question before I forget it of the night. What got you into doing catching nets?
That's a great question. I actually I gave a talk today at the Tampa Bay Club about my my fish collecting journey, and it started off with me and my buddies in 2018. My friend Jose, who has an Instagram called Wakaiva Aquatics, he's not super active right now, but he's the one that really got me into native fish in general and collecting. And the first time we went out, we had like literally butterfly dollar store butterfly nets that had like really thin middle rim that like bends, and it's tiny.
Right.
So for a couple months we used those, and it was actually, to be honest, it was actually Corey from Aquarium Co-op. I had already heard of these nicer dip nets, but it was Corey from Aquarium Co-op came and collected with me like in March of 2019, and I supplied him with these crappy little butterfly dip nets. And he had already been to Peru, so he didn't say it like this, but it was pretty much like, dude, like, come to the 21st century. Like, what are you doing? So he actually had he bought and mailed me like 2 or 3 of the nice dip nets. And then once I realized, like, okay, that makes a huge difference, I kind of wanted to develop my own one day. And then, a couple months ago, I finally launched the Ninja Net. But yeah, that's kind of the nutshell story of starting out with a Dollar Tree net, then being introduced. I had heard of these nets from other people, but Corey was the first one that was like, dude, you're getting one. I'm sending you one. Like, it's worth it. This is a game changer. And he was right. So.
Nice. So is this your brand or is it what?
Yeah. So essentially, I buy the piece, like the parts, right? So the Ninja Net is mine. I own the Ninja Net, the ninjanet.com. That doesn't, I own that. It's just go to wildfishtanks.com if you want to buy it. But eventually I'll probably build out the ninjanet.com and have it redirect back to Wild Fish Tank. But I buy like all the raw parts and put them together in a way similar to other dip nets out there. But like, I have to do the riveting myself. Like, I don't just go buy that and then resell it, right? Like, I buy a bunch of parts, have to make cuts, have to make rivets, have to assemble it in a certain way so that it breaks down into 3 pieces. But yeah.
Which, that is phenomenal idea, because now I can travel around the world and have a dip net with me at all times.
You were worried coming back from Daytona with it, though.
I was. But it fit, though, just.
Yeah.
So.
I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it.
So,
and what I was saying earlier, I misspoke, because behind the scenes, everybody, I was telling Vibes, because Skull was saying, Vibes, nice net, when are you going to use it? And I was like, well, maybe we can use it together, because I may be coming to Texas in a month, which is true. But I thought that Vibes lived in Houston and he lives in Austin. But I'll drop the bomb now, kind of a bomb. There's the Houston Aqua Expo. I don't know if you heard of the Houston Aqua Expo. I think it's the first time they're doing the Aqua show, but they've had a reptile show for a couple years.
Oh, okay.
So there's good, I'm like 70-80% going to be at that Houston Aqua Expo in like 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. So I was, for some reason, I got the wires crossed and thought you were in Houston, so I thought we'd get to hang out again. But unless you make the drive, I don't know how far is Houston from.
It's 3 hours.
Okay.
So
what
I can do is, I'll see if I can persuade my local Austin to join me. Actually, Sam Skills mentioned it to me about a week or 2 ago.
Yep.
Well, he's going to be there, yeah.
Yep, he'll be there. Lily Ichthyology. The truth is,
no way.
Yeah, Lily's going to be there. Yeah, just not many big names. Which I'm not saying it's a newer show as far as the aqua stuff is concerned. So I think like the 80. What's that store in Houston? It's like that big aquascaping store in Houston. Yeah, they're on board. They're like one of the main sponsors. Yeah, I saw that. That's awesome that Sam gave you some stuff for giveaways, man. He's so talented.
Right. This is the man we're talking about. That Sam Skills, that's him.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just had to show you quick to some of you guys.
From
No-
from what I've seen from his Instagram, you guys don't want to go fishing with Sam.
You
No.
don't want to go? Why? He catches everything?
Because he catches everything. Yeah,
Right.
He's very good.
He is. I don't know
Yeah,
how he has, but he has like, cause he travels all over the place and he has like so many species. There
Yeah.
you go, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff Kane.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm
Hopefully-
not part of the show. I have no idea. I've never been to the show. Like I said, if you're a reptile person, by all accounts, definitely head over there. It's in a huge. They said they get 10 to 20,000 people for the reptile, which is huge.
Whoa.
Aqua, I think has like 5 to 7,000. So like
Right.
10 to 20 is insane. And even if a small portion come to the fish stuff, it's still going to be a pretty decent show.
Yeah, that's
Right.
huge.
Yeah. So
So this is a two-day show.
December 9th and 10th. It's at the NRG state, or not the NRG. At first, I thought it said NRG Center, and I thought that's where the Houston Texans play, but they play in the NRG Stadium. But the NRG Center or whatever is like the big thing. It's in the same complex. It's like a huge. I think the building that the Aqua or the Expo is in is like 80,000 square feet or so. It's huge.
Whoa.
So yeah.
Yeah. Since I know that you're coming, I definitely have to put that in my schedule. I got to go. That's all it's doing.
I'm gonna. My plan is to make the plans definite by like this Tuesday or Wednesday. I gotta
Okay.
get a couple things into place, but that's why I'm like 70, 80. I've been thinking about it for a while, but like yesterday and the day before, I was like, okay, there's a good chance I'm gonna go. So I started talking about it a little bit. Is there a Ninja Net giveaway? No Ninja Net giveaway. We could do a giveaway for a T-shirt if you want.
Gar, you're pushing too much.
I'd love to. There's not big margins. The nets cost me a lot to make, so
Yeah.
I sell for 65. I know they're not the cheapest, but they're pretty much along the lines of what the other ones I'll go for. And I ain't getting rich anytime soon. I'll tell you that much.
Hey, I tell you what, y'all. Hey. These nets are not the cheapest nets out there, but they're the best ones.
They will work.
And no, he did not pay me to say that.
No, actually, you paid me to say that.
Right? Exactly. There you go, Jay.
There you
Garcia
go.
will pay for the net. Oh yeah, come on, Garcia, you pay for it. We'll do a giveaway.
All that money, the money he gets from him and Shimmy Shimmy getting married, maybe he'll get some donations. He can use some of that. And also, Lady Shimmy Shimmy needs to start selling her art. She is talented, man. She's talented.
Yes, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Her some of her paintings should be right up there with all the other ones.
Agreed.
I mean, literally all the other ones.
I got to talk with them a little bit. Like I've known Garcia, a little bit now for a while, but I got to talk to him and Lady Shimmy Shimmy for like in depth. We had at the Aqua Expo in Coral Springs like a couple weeks ago. We got to eat some pizza together and sit down and chat for probably a half an hour. That was nice to just get to know
Nice.
each other a little better.
I do got a question for you though. Are y'all staying at Airbnb if you come out to Houston?
Probably just a hotel. I mean,
Okay.
probably a hotel. I haven't booked a hotel room yet, but I think the plan would be to get a hotel room for Friday. Because I would leave Thursday night and like drive through the night Thursday night, get there Friday late morning, early afternoon, and then get a hotel for Friday and Saturday, and then just come back on Sunday and get back early Monday morning.
Right. Because if I can sleep on the floor or something or bunk with someone, I'll be more apt to come.
Yeah, dude, I'll keep you posted. Message me. Like I said, I'll know for sure Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm planning on getting a hotel room. Usually, I don't mind. Like, when I get a hotel room, like for Daytona, Magnus and Logan crashed there. My buddy Mark crashed on on the floor, and he had a blow up on the floor. So for sure, dude, we could definitely do that. But I don't want you to. It's a small chance I don't go, but we'll touch base the next day or two, and we'll get that all worked out.
Yeah. This is gonna be good.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, all right, Skull, talk to me.
Yo.
Oh, wait, before, just to catch everybody up on the live stream, Curtis and I were talking a little bit about live bears and Gudeids, and we didn't want to go too much behind the scenes. We want to save some of it for the live stream. But him and I were talking about, I don't know if anybody in the chat knows Cracodon audax or Cracodon lateralis. Those are some really cool wild type live bears, some Gudeids from Mexico, some of the ones that like it a little cooler. And we were talking about the Cracodon audax, which the common name on that one is the Black Prince. It's kind of like a silver fish with black accents, really neat fish. I picked up a reverse trio not too long ago. Curtis seems like he's had a little more success than me because he said that he's been breeding them pretty successfully. So it was cool he gave me some tips about some extra plant coverage. But I was telling him I was happy that my female Cracodon audax she dropped fry once. She ate them, but she dropped fry, which is kind of cool because I've heard from the guy that I got them from, whose name is Mitchell in Atlanta. He was telling me that sometimes if the
Mitchell
fish,
Brown?
we know it's a small world, man. It's a small world of fish keepers, especially live bear nerds. But he was telling me that the audax specifically, maybe some of the other Gudeids, if they get too warm, right? Let's say they get to like 80 degrees, they won't die, but that female will become infertile. And you won't even know it until you have it for 3 years, 4 years, and you're thinking, why is there no fry? Why is there no fry? Yep. She could have gotten too hot at a year old before you even owned her or whatever. Who knows, 6 months old. She could have got too hot and actually become sterile, which blew my mind that was like a thing. But apparently that's a thing. I'm lucky that mine dropped fry, so I know she's not sterile. And obviously you got a booming colony, so you got some healthy ones. But
that's what I was trying to tell you is with all this moss. Here we can show people.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you on full screen, Skull.
That tank up there with all that moss. There's probably at least 20 in there. And the 10 you see down here is full of all their juveniles.
That's
nice.
Awesome. That's pretty cool. That's a fish you don't see many people keep, let alone have that much success with. So that's cool.
Well, I did like everyone else. The experts, right? The experts. You have to pull a female, put the female in a planted tank, pull her out as soon as you see the fry. Well, after I did that for 6 months, I ran out of room. And it was like, well, what am I going to do? It's like, well, just let the plants go crazy. Let the moss it probably covers 2/3 of the tank. And away they went. Community breeding.
That makes sense, dude. That makes total sense.
Because in the wild, what do? They're community breeding.
And where are the fry in the wild? Probably taking refuge in the plant matter, right? I mean, that's
wherever they can find a spot.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's what. It's funny. Like in my talk today, there's like a talk I gave today at Tampa Bay Aquarium Club about collecting journey, and I had like a little goofy tease at the end about like sharing my best collecting spot, the spot that's like I've caught 90% of the fish I've ever caught. I caught this one spot. Doesn't matter day or night. And the spot is the plants. Like that's the spot. The spot is in the plants. Like that's the spot. Plants. Like that's where you got to find the fish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes total sense in terms of any aquarium. Add the plants, let them do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me something to look forward to because I was not as successful as you the first time. Have you ever tried the bucket? I will be eventually. That's the fun that I love. Like if you succeeded at everything the first time, it would kind of lose its allure after a while. Like there's something to be said about like sometimes struggling a little bit or having to figure something out and then kind of having that success as opposed to just like the immediate success without any struggle and not learning anything. Have you ever tried the bucket method? Whereas I got it like earlier this year, I started doing like the jeweled Gudeids. I'd take a big chunky pregnant female ready to drop and just put her like in a 5-gallon bucket that's just like half full with water and has like guppy grass or moss and put a cover on it and let her sit there for like 24 hours. And then usually they'll drop fry. It worked with a couple different species. It did not work with Limiotridens. You and I talked about Limiotridens earlier.
Yeah.
And I have a couple Limiotridens females that look so, that that boxy, like they're boxed. They're not rounded,
Leather.
square, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, like a linebacker. And
Mhm.
and I put them in the bucket, and I'm like 24 hours, 48 hours. I'm like, no fry. It's almost like she started like reabsorbing them or something. I don't know.
From
But I've had
from
some success with that bucket method with some of the species, but not all of them.
from the Limias that I have, flow seems to be the ticket.
Okay.
You know, get the water flowing.
Yeah.
Couple of great big sponge filters, some air stones, keep it churning. Here they
Yeah.
come.
That's smart. That makes sense. My buddies, are you familiar with Limia melanogaster? It's like it's the one in Jamaica. It's the Jamaican one, whatever. I actually have a couple buddies that went this past summer to go collect in Jamaica and just kind of check them out, whatever. And they were in. It's funny because they were in like pretty fast moving bodies of water, you know. And that's one species of Limia, but it makes sense that the flow, you know. They didn't find them in like some kind of stagnant pond. I mean, they were in a flowing river.
Yeah, and I want to say there's plants there, but it's still moving.
Yeah.
So the plants are doing this, but the Limias are dropping in the plants.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Let's go ahead and welcome some more people in to the live stream. Hey, GNC Aquatics, welcome. Core Aquatic Reef, welcome. Hey, Patty, Better Guppy Gal, welcome.
Patty,
Fish from Lake is here, welcome.
Mexicali here,
welcome.
my brother.
Big Steve, welcome. Let's Cali, hey, George, welcome. Okay.
Well, it seems like we're kind of sometimes interviewing me when we need to talk about you.
Stephen White, welcome.
We need to talk about what you're doing. What are you up to nowadays?
Yeah.
Still got the garage going? You still going?
No, so
collecting?
So yes, collecting, yes. I've been doing a good amount of collecting this year. It hasn't been as fruitful. The weather down here has been, the weather's been as crazy everywhere, but it's been really a dry year in Florida. So appreciate that. But don't get, it didn't get a lot of rain this summer. So the collecting wasn't the greatest in terms of like amount of fish or new fish. But I did get out a bunch of times and, had a great time as always doing collecting. But no, so actually I moved. So the fish cave, the garage that you see is actually no more. The tanks, I moved the tanks to like in a temporary building. That's why there's like no fish tanks around me. All my fish tanks are like in a big outbuilding, like a big metal garage outbuilding that has no Wi-Fi. It's like an anti-Wi-Fi building. But mainly that's why I joke, but not really, about talking to Vibes about Lake Tanganyikans and you about wild type live bears, because that's not all I have right now, but that's like the vast majority. I still have some bushy nose plecos, some wobbin monsters, that kind of stuff, some assorted, whatever, native fish. But I really have a lot of wild type live bears. Still have some endlers and guppies, but mostly a lot of wild type live bears. And I've been really leaning into the Lake Tangs, and I think that that ain't gonna stop anytime soon. Like I'm breeding Frontosa, Julita chromis, Cyprichromis. What are the Lake Tangs?
You slipped to the dark side.
Ooh.
I'm a fan of some like smaller cichlids. The truth is, the Frontosa, I'll be honest, the Frontosa, I love them, but they're in the 180, and I'm probably gonna get rid of the 180. It's just a lot of space for 7 fish. I love them. They breed. Like at one point this summer, I had like 3 holding females at one time. But I got a couple hundred babies right now growing out different sizes, and I don't know. It's fun, but there's so many more Lake Tanganyikans I want to get into that are you don't see in the hobby as much. So I definitely see myself. My plan is I want to buy a property that has like an outbuilding eventually. So I'm hoping in the next year or two I'll be moving my fish tanks from where they're at now to like a more permanent home and kind of set back up again with full-blown odor water change. Right now I have no odor water change at all, which sucks. But
It does.
a lot of lake tangs, cichlids, and a lot of wild type live bears. I have the tiger teddy, which, as you know, I think the smallest live bear in the world, a little smaller than the least killifish.
Yeah.
It's like the second or third time I've kept it. I haven't had a lot of success before, but fingers crossed. So far, so good this time. I have a couple fry. I got 2 little 10 gallons going of them. I bought like 15 of them. You know, I was like, screw it. I'm going to get a bunch, divide them in 2 different tanks, and see what happens.
So, what's your favorite fish as of now?
Dude, that question broke me. My buddy Kurt asked me that question like 3 weeks ago. Well, actually, he asked me what's my goldfish, like if they like what's my next bucket list fish, and I couldn't answer that question. And I was like, oh, this is not good. I need there's no carrot dangling in front of my face to guide me to the next fish that I'm yearning for. Right now, this is gonna be so bizarre because I've been talking about lake tang and cichlids and wild type live bears. But if I had to pick one fish that I'm fascinated with, I have these albino heckelei. I bought them when they were this big, and now they're this big, 4 inches, and they're gorgeous. And I'm hoping to breed those. So I'd probably say those right now, even though it's not a lake tang cichlid or a wild type live bear. But yeah, those albino heckelei are cool. They got the red streamers and stuff, and a lot of fluorescence. But,
So, how many aquariums do you have up and running?
about as many as I used to. So about 70 to 80, maybe a few less than I used to. But I pretty much, all the tanks I had in my garage, and I had 1 rack in my spare room, I pretty much moved all of those and set them up in the new space in a different configuration, but almost all the exact tanks and stands. There's 3 or 4 tanks I had in my house that I didn't set back up. But for the most part, I still have all those tanks and fish.
Nice. Stephen White has a question. I know platypus and swordtails can breed, but is it more likely for a male sword to breed a female platypus or a male platypus to breed a female sword?
That's a good question. I don't know that answer. I don't do a lot of hybridizing, but I do know that can happen. But I'm not sure which is more likely. Maybe Curtis knows or Vibes knows.
I don't know. I've never done it yet.
If I was going to guess, I would say the swordtail would breed. The male swordtail.
The male swordtail. Yeah.
Just from his disposition, how they act.
Because I know with lions and tigers, if it's a male lion and a female tiger, it's like a liger. If it's the reverse, it's like a whatever. It's a different name. It's almost a different hybrid species. If it's the male of one and the female of the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know too much about that.
Right.
I don't hybridize anything, so I don't know.
So that's a good question. How do you feel about hybrids, Ryan?
I'll put it this way. I got a buddy, my friend, I won't name his name. I got a friend who keeps Frontosa. And he keeps, because I'm not gonna slam him, but I told him to his face, so I don't mind. But I got a buddy.
You can talk about Garcia all you want.
I wish it was Garcia. It's not though. But I got a buddy who keeps Frontosa, and he has a colony of Burundi. He also got a colony of the Blue Zaire MOBAs, whatever. He got some of those. And what happened was he had his MOBAs, and I guess the male MOBA was getting ready to breed, but the females weren't ready. So he's like, well, I'll just put my male MOBA in with my female Burundi. And I was like, I'm not going to buy Frontosa. If you do that, I'm not going to buy Frontosa from you. And I have another friend that has a distinct colony. He's got a Burundi colony, a MOBA colony, a Katoomba colony, and I'm like, I told my one friend, I'm like, bro, I love you, bro, but if you start mixing and matching Frontosa like that, and we have other people that I'm going to buy from the guy that doesn't work with him, if I sell my Frontosa colony and I want to buy from somebody else to sell my website, I'm going to buy from the friend that I know doesn't mix and match,
Yeah.
Right.
So
absolutely.
I'm there's plenty of hybrid fish out there. I'm not necessarily against them, but I personally don't do it because I want to be able to say this is this fish as opposed to I'm not really sure the lineage. But yeah,
right.
The collection location with the Frontosa, I feel like it's easy. Don't get me wrong. We all get tempted because it's you have a male of one thing, a female is the other. You want to breed something, so it's like you get tempted to like, well, if I put this with this, I can make more fish. But it's like, yeah, you're making more of what type of fish though? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-oh.
GNC. If you have a 10-gallon tank,
I saw that first comment.
yeah, we'll get back to that.
Don't hold your
Anyway,
breath. Don't hold your
if you have a 10-gallon tank hanging over the stand by 5 inches on the long side, will that cause issues?
I mean, 5 inches is a lot for a
That is a
10
lot.
Yeah, for a 10. I've seen plenty of people have a tank like where inches are hanging off and it's fine. But 5 inches on both sides? That's like 50% of the tank is hanging off almost, right? Like
Right.
10 inches.
Right.
And the 20-gallon tank is only, or a 10-gallon tank is only 20 inches long, right? That's a lot of the tank not being supported. I don't know.
Right. Now, me personally, I've done a tank that hang over half inch or even an inch, but that's it. Any more than that, I'm not comfortable with it.
No.
Yeah,
If you've ever taken like an Aqueon, take apart and saw how they're built, you would never hang any of them off of something.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, Ryan,
Just the way
back to
they're
that
built.
question.
Now,
Vibes,
the heat-
when do we get
the
to
heat is
see
on.
new videos?
I do plan.
Wow.
Like, here's the reality. I have some good videos in the hopper. Some fish tours. I mean, shoot, some of them are like 2 years old at this point. I filmed them like a year and a half, 2 years ago. The goal is, and no promises, but the goal is hopefully, whether I go to the Houston show or not, after the first of the year, as a decent break, I'm probably going to go to that Aquafest show in Louisiana in like March or April. But between like January, February, March, I got to switch up some things. I got to figure out if I'm going to take a different insurance job. But there's a higher probability than there has been in the last couple months that I will be putting out videos again. But that's very far from, oh yeah, Ryan's putting out videos again starting January. That I did not say that, but there's a better chance in January, February, March than there has been in a while. And it's the editing. I have some good stuff filmed. I got some ideas for other things. I got to sit down and crunch out some editing and kind of get back into that groove of things. But I'm getting the itch again. That's for sure.
Hey, Melvin, welcome. Yes, Patty. Tanks up Petco till the end of the month. Amen. Well, that's going to be good. I'm actually doing videos again. It must be my meds low. Ha ha, Jimmy P. Okay. Hey, it's halfway through the live stream, y'all. Let's do something here. There we go. The Fish Fam Secret Santa registration form, y'all. For those that did not watch Mike's live stream last night, was it last night? Was it Thursday night? Anyways, Thursday night. Mike, the All Things Fish, has set up Secret Santa. Anyways, if you want to be a part of that, giving gifts away, receiving a gift, definitely sign up. Go check it out on fishon.link. There's a link that Sam has put in the chat. And you need to be registered by when? There's a date.
By Tuesday. By
Tuesday. So if you want to be part of this community, this Secret Santa, you gotta sign up. And if you do sign up and do not follow through with the whole thing, you will be put on public shame. And Mike is no joke; he'll do it.
He said he was going to put you on blast.
Yeah. So if you want to be a part of this, hey, I'll tell you what, y'all. I signed up for it, so it's going to be good. And for those that knew last year that we had the Fish Fam Christmas, that is not happening this year. So if you want to be part of anything at the Fish Fam at all, hey, this is not the Fish Fam doing it. This is Mike is doing it. Fish Fam is going along with it. So it's all on Mike. And don't forget to subscribe to Ryan Wild Fish Tanks And go check out his merch. It's a great website, great merch. And
Uh-oh.
uh-oh.
Uh-oh. That's what I thought.
While he's gone, let's do this. Next Thursday, y'all, which is a normal live stream, would be normal live stream for Mariah, TJ, and Vibe Aquatics. Anyways, since it's Thanksgiving, it's gonna be a Thanksgiving special. Next Thursday. If you all have been a guest on Vibe Aquatics anytime, message me. Let me know. Because y'all invited to come on panel and tell everyone, share with everyone what you think before.
Man,
It's gonna be a good one.
I've never been a guest.
Nope, but you're definitely going to be on the panel if possible. If I didn't do it, you're going to be there.
I'll be here. I'll be there.
I have not decided on the time yet because I'm trying to work with everyone. I'm trying to make it available for as many people that can, guests that can come up. Since it is Thanksgiving, people are going to be eating with their families and enjoying with friends. So. Hey, he's back! He's back! Woo!
Sorry about that,
There he
guys.
is.
Sorry about that.
Anyways, so if you've been a guest on Vibes Aquatics, let me know. I tried to reach out to everyone that I got a list of everyone that I think of that has been on as a guest, and I've invited you. If you haven't received a message from me, message me. Let me know about it
Oh,
because we definitely want to talk about it. And Ryan, you as well. You've been a guest on here now. You're invited to join.
Skipper.
Shit.
Skipper.
Yeah, I should be around.
Skipper is-
Thursday. What time do you stream on Thursdays? The evening?
At 7 Central, but
Okay, so
like I said earlier,
8 o'clock my time.
I don't-
I should be back from my family's by then.
okay. Right now, I don't have a scheduled time set because I want to be a little open to allow more guests, maybe come on. Maybe I'll start an hour early and go an hour later. Maybe it might be 2 hour live stream. I don't know. Since it is
Skipper.
special,
Skipper says he hasn't been a guest yet. How have we let that happen?
hey Skipper, message me. I'll get you up here.
I'll send you,
I do
I'll
it.
send you a text message, Skipper. I'll send you a message.
There you go. Because we definitely got to get you up here.
Heck yeah.
While we're on the topic of Skipper, Skipper, man, I saw your message you sent me on Instagram. The answer, he asked me, I sent him some of the Chapalichthys, Parrot to Kiss, I think they are, which is like a G'dayiad. And he had messaged me. I just saw it when I lost connection. I saw my Instagram. I went back to my Instagram to get the link to the live stream. And I saw a Skipper message me about my water. I hope the fish are doing good. He just said, hey, if you have hard water, is your water hard? The answer is it's on the harder side, but like I'd say moderately hard, like 7.3, 7.4 pH. And like, slightly to moderately hard, but not like super hard. But I hope they're doing good for you. That's a cool fish.
Hey, Fishy Plumber, welcome.
I would
Is
say
Ryan?
I've
going to
sent
offer-
fish to Skipper too, and he had to put crushed coral, some other stuff in there to get
Mhm.
it up harder, and he probably needs to do the same thing with those guys.
Probably.
Right.
Yeah. I don't do anything with them, but if he's got super, soft water, then yeah. To answer Jeff's question, I'm not planning on offering any guided collecting trips. A couple of the clubs down here, like the Tampa Bay Club, the Pascal Club just had one last weekend where they do like a collecting trip. So like if the club has a collecting trip, I'm gonna be there and we all just kind of like help out. Like if just whatever. I bring extra nets and stuff, and
Mhm.
it's a good time. Either that, or if you come to like a NANFA group, or you come to like ALA, the American Library Association, American Killifish Association, their annual convention is this upcoming. It's either May or June, but it's in Tampa, and there's gonna be some collecting trips. Like there's gonna be scheduled collecting trips, but also like people are gonna be doing impromptu stuff. So that's the best thing. Come to one of those events, especially in Florida, and then usually people are, doing like little collecting side adventures and stuff for sure.
Actually, this is a question, Ryan. I definitely want to have you back up here as a guest again, but we'll have a topic. It's going to be
Okay.
about collecting.
Yeah, we could do that.
Because you got the wisdom, I got the questions.
There we go.
Because I'm actually on the board on my local club here in Austin, fish club, and me and some of the others on the board are trying to set it up to do regular collecting, local here. But
That'd be cool.
I'm lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's good though. That you should. I mean, I know there's a lot of. I only been to Austin one time, but I know you guys got some water around there, so there should be some.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just was it? 2
I've
weeks
been to
ago?
Austin, but all I did was eat barbecue.
That I was there for a bachelor party, so I ate barbecue.
Ooh.
We floated down the river and had some drinks, and that was pretty
There you
much
go.
I had good barbecue, good music, and
Uh-huh.
a nice lazy float down the river with some
Right.
drinks.
Yeah.
But
That's
anyways,
about what I did.
Yeah.
it was about a month ago. We were camping here local, and right by the campsite was a lake. So of course I was down there just watching, and just sitting there watching. Like, what? That fish? I recognize that fish. Well, that I know that one. What in the world? It's the wild. But the same one I have in my tanks. Kind of weird.
Yeah. But I would
Anyways, there's a reminder, everyone.
I imagine there's some good collecting out in Texas. I know there's some, like, you have some fundulous keely fish that we don't have here in Florida. A lot of like cousins to the fish that we have in Florida, you guys have over in Texas.
Yeah, Patty. That is a reminder. I will not be surprised in the next couple of weeks that there will be giveaways, but it's not done by the Fish Fam Christmas this year. So, I mean, like you seen, I do have stuff to give away, but I could told some of my co-hosts I don't try to schedule in advance about giveaways because I want my viewers to be here because of what we talk about, not because of giveaways. So, hey Sam, Vibes. I've been on your panel, right? Yeah, you have, Sam. So, if you want to be up on panel next Thursday, let me know.
Sam needs to
'Cause
be at the same time I am.
Yeah,
Just saying.
Vibes. I have binged all Ryan's videos. Whoa, Ryan, you're famous.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the support.
Hey, yeah, Skipper. Just a reminder.
That's,
If I don't
that's
email
why I was
you-
wanting to call you Ryan instead of Lucky. Trying to
Oh.
get away from that name.
The Lucky Schmuck, yeah.
Yeah, I knew that name for so long. It's like, there's another video. Let's go. More
So,
cinder
yeah.
pots and 2x4s.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, Skipper, hit me up and I can put you in the calendar. It just so happened that tonight was open, so I got Ryan come up here. But usually my schedule's pretty full. But yeah. Pink Rose, welcome back. How you doing? Long time no see. Good point. What did I miss?
Who knows?
Anyhow. Yeah.
Who knows? Keep going.
Right.
So anyways, are you planning attending Aquashellas next year?
So Daytona for sure.
Dallas for sure.
Dallas is more likely than Chicago. I'd love to go. Shoot, man, I really want to go to. I mean, I want to go to Dallas and Chicago. I love traveling to these events and what have you. If I go to Chicago, I may not do the whole vendor booth thing. It's a far drive, and I know
Right.
that there's a couple other people that bring like Pleco caves and stuff like that. So I would just, I mean, not that I could do whatever I want. I could bring them, but it's a lot to
Mhm.
bring just to now we're competing with each other. So the higher percentage chance I go to Dallas than Chicago, but I do want to go to Chicago. I love Chicago as a city. There's a lot of cool people. There's a lot of cool organizations. They got a pretty solid, like the Greenwater Aquarium Society, the
Right.
Chicago Library Society. There's a lot of cool little things going on there too. A lot of people that I know that live there.
Well,
Oh, thanks, JC. Yeah.
let's
People
talk
coming-
about let's talk about the ALA in Florida, though.
For sure.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Is that not Is that not right around the Aquashella time?
So it is. Let me see if I have the dates. Let me see if hopefully I don't lose you. Let me look into my phone. I have all
Okay.
these dates.
Whoop.
So excuse me 2 seconds while I just look at the dates
All
so we
right.
can talk.
Okay. Why is doing that? About GNC's comment about people coming topic for gifts. Exactly, GNC. Because I feel my viewers deserve a giveaway. I don't feel like those that are not here regularly do not deserve it because they're here for gifts, not for the live stream. So yeah, thank you.
All right, I found it. Let me see.
Okay.
I'm going to be this long ways for a second longer, but so May 17th through 20th. So May 17th through 20th is the ALA and AKA in Tampa. Now, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know exactly when the Aqua. I thought I had the dates for the other Aquashella. I know the Aquashella Daytona is November. I don't know when the Aquashella Dallas or Chicago is, but it may be around that May 17th to 20th. But that ALA AKA show, I tell you right now, I'm prioritizing that show over Aquashella Dallas or Chicago. That ALA.
What? What?
It's in Tampa, bro. That's my backyard, dude. I can't.
I think Aquashella Dallas is the weekend before.
Okay.
No, it's the same weekend, May 18th and 19th.
No way. No way. That's
and then
not
also,
right.
Yeah.
Well, dude, not only that, so then June
That's
1st
not
and 2nd,
right.
June 1st and 2nd is Aqua Expo in North Carolina, and then June 6th through 9th is the NANFA in Oklahoma. So I got some decisions to make next year because there's a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
A lot of
NANFA in
things-
Oklahoma. NANFA in Oklahoma. It sounds like let's go to Hillbillyville, right? Because this is where me and Vibes live.
Well, the first I'm going to be completely honest, and if someone here lives in Oklahoma, I apologize ahead of time. But when I first heard like NANFA in Oklahoma, I was like, what? Like NANFA in Oklahoma, what? But then I started I did 5 minutes of research, and I was like, oh snap! Like this pristine, gorgeous country with some cool freaking fish. Like it's gonna be a good trip.
And where do they have it at?
It's on
in
the
that
east,
valley.
Big Bend or something. It's like, hold on, I'm keep going sideways and then this and that.
You're good.
I thought I had it. It's somewhere in the eastern part of Oklahoma, I want to say. NANFA. And I talked to a couple people that have been to the area, and they said it's amazing. I want to say it's like Big Bend or something like that.
The eastern part
Big
of
Bend is in Texas.
Okay, well, I'm
eastern
wrong.
part of Oklahoma is all trees and water and valleys. It's not the red dirt country that you're thinking of.
Gotcha. Let me see. If I go to their, I'm going to the NANFA Instagram real quick because I know they posted about it. Broken Bow, Oklahoma. Beavers Bend State Park. State Park. So yeah.
Are you going to be there, Ryan?
I'm planning on it. I haven't booked any hotels or
Nice.
anything, but that's one I'm definitely prioritizing
Me
as
too.
well. Dude, I went to NANFA this past year in March in South Carolina, and it was awesome. It was freaking awesome. The collecting there was cool. The people were cool. It's like going back to the whole cichlid versus live bear thing, right? I keep both, obviously. But as a person, right, I vibe more with the live bear people. If you go to an ALA, and I'm talking in generalization, it's not everybody. If you go to an ALA, it's usually a lot of geeks, scientists, nerd, what do you want to call it, that type of thing, right? You go to the ACA, and it's where's the bar, bro? More. I'm not everybody, but that's a lot of it.
Vibes.
I enjoy the more relaxation, hanging out. I'm not a big drinker. So the vibe of the live bear people.
The vibe.
Exactly.
Ryan, which has been your favorite event so far?
Man, that's tough to say. Maybe the ALA in 2021 in Coral Springs was pretty cool. That was my first big trip into the Glades, kind of. So yeah, probably. I mean, they've all been good. Triple Crown was crazy. That was a really cool road trip. Shoot, I forgot about Triple Crown last year. That was a cool road trip. I mean, obviously, the Aquashellas, the local events. But yeah, probably Triple Crown or ALA 2021, just because it was more of like a road trip adventure, so to speak.
Sorry, Stephen Whitehead has a question. I don't plan on selling any hybrid swords or platies, but aren't most swords or platies already hybrid to begin with?
That's a great point. In terms of in terms of you go to Petco or PetSmart, I don't know if they have like purebred Variatus or this or that. And shoot, while we're on that subject, every single common brown bushy nose is a hybrid. What's the scientific name of a brown bushy nose? You can't tell me. I can't tell you. Ancestris something mixed with Ancestris something else mixed with something Ancestris else. Like even the common brown bushy nose pleco is a hybrid technically. So,
Missa, the best. Oh, I take it back. The great mod of Vibes Aquatics. Welcome. I was gonna say the best moderator around, but I don't want to start any fights in the chat. Welcome. Triple Crown was where I met Ryan in person. Yeah, I met Ryan for the first time. Was Triple Crown.
Yeah,
and then
that was a cool event, man.
Yeah, but I didn't even know who you were. Even you were a stranger. This tall guy. I mean, literally. It was like, whoa. I didn't know his channel even.
Well, I even at that point, even a year ago, I hadn't been uploading for a year probably.
But you know what?
No, Triple Crown was cool, man. I don't know if they'll ever do that again, but that was something.
Yeah.
That was something else.
But you might find it interesting. It's because of you is why I'm into the killifish now.
Okay. Why? Like the leads because of least killifish, or just what? Well, I mean, least killifish are live bears, but like, why?
No, the ones
killifish.
Because at Triple Crown, at your booth, you had killifish that you were selling.
Okay. Yeah, I forget which. Oh yeah, and then right next to me. No, I think Vibes. You know what it was?
What?
I think the booth next door to me was the AKA booth. Like literally, the booth next door to me was the AKA booth, and they had a bunch of killifish. I may have had stuff.
Okay.
But I'll take the credit though. It could have been
the
AKA booth and not me that got you into it.
But anyways, somehow I was talking to you, and we're talking about anyways, so it got me thinking. So
that's cool.
There you go. Today I picked up another 2 different species of killifish, and hopefully grow them out. I don't know, the babies.
That's neat.
That's a good question, JVP. What was Ryan's biggest fail?
That's a good question. Probably the tilapia breeding operation. It was a fail in the sense of like, I'm not doing tilapia anymore. I don't want to, but obviously it gave birth to like, wild fish tanks and, me as a, keeping fish as an adult. So it's not a fail in that regard. But right. Yeah, and it wasn't a fail in terms of breeding either. Like if you've seen the video or whatever, long story short, essentially me and my good friend from, middle school, we're going to start breeding tilapia. We got the tilapia. We had tons and tons of babies. They bred pretty easily. That's actually how I got into YouTube. I actually watched, it was actually Joey King of DIY was the first YouTuber, fish tuber that I watched on how to make a weir system, I didn't want to drill. I had a 55-gallon tank, and I didn't want to drill it, but I needed like an overflow sump system. So I watched one of Joey's videos, made a DIY weir out of PVC to make an overflow, and then we got the tilapia breeding like crazy. Next thing I know, I got 4 IBC totes in my garage and just baby tilapia everywhere. And I had no like business plan. Like we had put more thought into breeding the fish and less thought into like, what are we doing to these tilapia?
Right.
And into like how much space you actually need. Like 4 IBC totes is like nothing. You're not going to grow many tilapia in 4 IBC totes.
Nope.
Especially trying to run a business. That's nothing.
Right. You could have ate them though.
That was a fail. Yeah, but I don't eat fish though. So.
Oh right. I got a group of Lamprey Lagos, whatever, a 55-gallon. Have you guys any experience either of them? Any suggestions?
You know what those are already? You know which ones those are? Those
No.
are like those are the 6. Those are like a frontosa that stays smaller and doesn't get a hump, right? So they're
Okay.
they're the Lake Tanganyika cichlid that they call them Trets. They
The 7 stripe.
a 6-bar. No, they're called a 6-bar. I know a frontosa has 6. I think they're called a 6-bar cichlid or whatever. But they look like a frontosa that never grows up. You know, I don't have any experience personally keeping them. I have heard that they are kind of like much more aggressive than frontosa and harder to breed.
Okay.
But cool fish for sure. Definitely want to keep them one day.
Cool. Nice. So maybe I look into that. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. That way I look into it. Because I wouldn't mind keeping like you said earlier, the Blonde is a big fish takes up a lot of floor space. It's like wow. Hey, I'll keep my male Frontosa that got my logo. I'll keep that guy. But other than that, I might have to back away from breeding them because of the floor space it takes. Anyways, so that might be my next look into.
That's cool. Yeah, I feel you on the floor space. Frontosa take up a lot of room.
Right. I do have so talking about Frontosas right now. I do got a blue Zare. I threw him in with my peacocks because I had him in with the Blondes because that's the only place I could put him. But he was killing. He was trying to kill everything off.
Wow, is he much bigger than the other ones or what?
No, he's the same size as my Blondie male. So I threw him in with the peacocks. That kind of fixed him.
Yeah, they'll keep him in check.
Yeah. He's kind of the tank balls with the peacocks, but the peacocks don't give him any, say, hey, back off, But
I thought you were going to sell that guy.
I tried. I took him to the trade show back this past spring, and no one wanted to offer enough of him. So I said, fine, I'll take him home. Everyone was offering $20-$30 for him. He's an 8-inch male, blue Zare. So I said, for that money, I might always take him home. Just for looking at my house. But anyhow, so who would you say besides Joey King DIY? Who's your biggest influencer in the hobby?
I wouldn't even say not to take anything away from Joey. I wouldn't say Joey's like my biggest influence. He kind of cracked the door open. I mean, Corey's Aquarium Co-op was a huge influence early on, and I don't know. Like right now, I look up a lot of for the last couple of years. Obviously, I've been absent from YouTube. I've been on Instagram a little bit. I've been really kind of doubling down in the local aquarium club scene. I really enjoy. I'm a big, loud, fast-talking New Yorker. I talk with my hands a lot, and I'm natural like fish. I do like the fish auctions. Like I'm the auctioneer at a lot of the local clubs, and I enjoy that. So I just been really enjoying getting to know some of like the local legends we have here in Florida. Like some names that you may not know, like this is a gentleman named Bill Shields and Brian Skidmore. And these are guys that have been around forever, have worked at different farms down here and are not known on YouTube at all, but have more knowledge than, certainly me and most other YouTubers out there. So I've been definitely kind of trying to absorb as much information as I can from, gentlemen like that. But like I said, I do plan to dip my toes back into the YouTube water again soon, but for the last couple of years, I've been really just enjoying, meeting local fish nerds and hanging out.
So, what made you get into becoming a YouTuber? Was it like overnight? Oh yeah, I'm gonna start doing YouTube now.
No, that was definitely the influence of Corey. That was watching. I was watching. I debated it. I want to say I started my channel February 2018. And I want to say I watched Corey starting in 2016, and it was probably sometime in 2017, a couple months before I started my channel was when I had the idea. And then eventually I was like, listen, man, I can't just pick this idea. I can be an overthinker and like just let an idea sit and think it. Like you got to just move with it. So I was like, eventually I just like pulled the trigger, move with it, and just tried to hit the ground running. But that was definitely a lot of Corey's influence. And just wanted to get out there and share what I had going on too.
So, what would you say to another hobbyist, that's in the hobby, that thought about being a YouTuber but is afraid to take the step? What would you tell them?
I would say just go for it. Don't worry about getting the most expensive camera or this or that. Like that's not it. That's not it. Like the good thing is you can meet a lot of people. The potential, some people don't want to turn their hobby into like a bit. Not that you have to be a business with a YouTuber, but it can be work. Some people see it as work, you know. And if you see it as work, it can take away. But I would just say just enjoy it as long as you're enjoying it. But in terms of getting started, you just gotta go and pick up the camera, start filming. I mean, shoot, the first 4 years, well, every single video on my channel is filmed with a camera, with an iPhone. The first 3 years was an iPhone 6S, and then everything else is iPhone 12. You know, I don't have any fancy. I'm on my phone right now. I don't have any fancy equipment. I don't have a freaking, you know, a gimbal or anything like that. You know, you don't need that.
Right.
Just get out there and go. And there's many ways to do it too. You don't have to show your face. You don't have to do like, you know, honestly, the best way to do it is probably your style. Like whoever's, you know, just be you, and that's what's gonna freaking do the best. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're loud and crazy or you're freaking, you know, just more scientifically, or you're just kind of just chill and whatever who you are, just do that. And someone out there will relate to that. You know, maybe not a million people, but you know, some people will definitely relate to that.
I say, don't act like someone else because everyone else is really taken. Act like yourself.
I like that.
And for me personally, it's easier to act like myself than to act like someone else. Because I never had to change. This is who I am, you know?
Yeah. I always tell people, like, if I had to be a librarian, I would be crazy. But you make me a fish auctioneer, and I love it. If I had to be a librarian, I'd fail. I fail in 2 seconds, you know?
Right. NBA Reef, welcome. What's one thing about you that people would not guess about you?
Ooh. Well, most people don't realize how tall I am. They realize I'm a big guy. They don't realize how tall I am. I'm trying to think. One thing that wouldn't guess about me. I'm trying to think of where I could go with this.
It's like you gotta tell us you love flowers or something.
You're a cake decorator.
Oh, a cake decorator? No,
cake decorator.
I don't know. I mean, most of the stuff is like fish and foot. Like I'm a Colts fan. Fish and football. I'm trying to think of like
a Colt
quirky things that I know or into. I don't have like I got isopods. I used to collect like watches, just like cheap, not like expensive watches. I would just collect like colorful watches for a while, just like, you know, the cheap $10 watches, just weird stuff that looked cool. You know, like I had a couple that were worth a couple $100 or whatever, but just, you know, used to collect watches. I do insurance, which is boring as heck for a job.
Ooh.
Yeah. I scuba dive. I haven't been in a minute, but scuba dive.
Can I get a secret price? Insurance? A secret price for insurance?
I'm an adjuster. I'm not like an agent. But
man. I'm getting excited.
I do specialize in water claims though. So if any of your fish tanks suddenly combust and you have an insurance claim for water damage, you know, I can help you out.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, that's why I'm in the basement.
There you go. Oh, actually, here's a good one. This is probably so. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'7". I tell people I'm 5'19", but I'm 6'7", and a lot of people go, "Oh, you play basketball? You play football?" And I did, and I, you know, nothing crazy, just like, you know, for fun, high school, whatever. But when I was a kid, I actually played soccer for like 12 years. That was like my jam. When I was like a smaller kid, when the goals were still small, I'd play goalie and take up the whole goal. I just sit in the goal and would take up the whole goal pretty much.
Yeah, just.
I've always been a big kid. I've always been a big guy. But yeah, no, that's probably the most surprising thing. People go, "Oh, you know, football, basketball." Huh?
Mm-hmm. That's cool. That's cool. So, one more thing before we get out of here. If you could do your own dream tank, what would it be? What size? What kind of filtration? What kind of lights? What kind of substrate? Fish? You name it. The whole package. What would your dream be?
You need to look. There's a fish, Lake Tanganyika tank. Probably something like, in the wall of my house. You know, like this is the fictional mansion I own.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the dream with
Right.
me for a second. You know,
Yeah, go ahead.
like some kind of 12 to 20 foot long tank, not super high, not super high, but like nice and deep, like 2-3 feet deep, 12 foot long, whatever. Just a Lake Tanganyika community. No frontosa or anything like that. Not that big. I want to do like medium stuff, like a lot of so Julie DeChroma size fish. Maybe some
Mm-hmm.
if you look up Benthachromis. Benthachromis. It's like a larger neon cichlid from Lake Tanganyika. I would do Benthachromis, and other fish like that. Some featherfin maybe, but it would just be like a big. Yeah, a nice Julie DeChromis. It would be a big. Yeah. Amazing long, just Lake Tanganyikan kind of community tank. It'd probably have just like sand on the bottom. Maybe just shell dwellers, but probably shell dwellers could probably fit in there. The tank's big enough.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of filtration would you put on the big thing?
Probably like a sump or like a filter room, right? I'm imagining and this has got to be like one if the tank's in the wall, kind of like having I don't know if you guys are familiar with. There's a guy. Steve Poland cichlids. He's old school. I don't think he's uploaded in years, but he used to be around. Steve Poland cichlids. I imagine he had a tank. It was like a display tank in his upstairs living room, and I think he had the sump was in his basement fish room, and he had it connected or something like that. So it'd probably be something like that, where the sump is maybe even located in a different room, and the water's got to travel from the sump in a different room to that tank, almost like an aquarium style. I'd imagine at that point. But who knows? We can dream, right?
Right. This sounds awesome. So how often would you have to go in there and clean it as a scuba diver?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say maybe make it even bigger, a little wider. I think 2 feet, maybe a little skinny for me. Maybe make it 4 or 5 feet wide. Then I can get my big butt in there
I like it.
I haven't been scuba diving really since I've been into fish. Not that I'm into saltwater fish, but it'd be cool. I think it'd be a different experience to kind of go scuba diving now that I have even more more appreciation for fish.
Hey, Conto Half Moon, welcome. How you doing? It's been a while, Conto. I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. All right. Since we've asked you so many questions, Ryan, do you have any questions for us on panel?
Yeah. So to ask you about some Lake Tanganyikan cichlids, Eddie. So the frontosa you have right now, the Burundi colony, how long? I know you say how long have you had them? Have you bred them, or do you want to breed them? Is that your goal, or?
I've had them now. Is it 3 years? They have tried to breed. I kind of let them do their own kind of thing. So far, I have not had any survivors yet from the babies. It'd be cool to have babies from them, at least maybe once. That's it. I'm not into breeding them for profit.
But you've seen them holding before, though. That's pretty normal.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty normal that when they're first starting to hold, they'll hold and then swallow or whatever, and then but it is cool, man. I hope that you get to experience that, because it's a neat fish to breed. Their eggs are gray and pretty bigger than much bigger than a pleco egg or whatever.
Right. And they're bigger than the peacocks or the mbuna as well.
Yeah. If you do, feel free, bro. Not that I'm freaking an expert on frontosa by any means, but if you ever have any questions or you want some tips and pointers, because excuse me, I've stripped them before and used some tumblers. If you strip too early, though, I've had almost zero success stripping the frontosa eggs while they're still eggs. They almost always fall apart on me. You got to wait until they're wigglers or a little further, and then I've had stripping them and putting them in a tumbler. But like I said, feel free to reach out at any point in the future. If I could help you out with that, I'd love to. Dude.
Yeah, thank you. Because I've done it on my peacocks and my mbunas, strip them, and had great success with those. No issues.
But
And
fructose is
I've
something
actually
that many people haven't done because it takes time and patience. So it'd be cool
Mhm.
for you to knock that one out.
right. But anyhow, you said some more Tanganigans. I did have the Maltese, which I don't know if you can see it. It's the 40 breeder with some allergy, which that
I
don't
see it.
bother me. It's an ecosystem. Anyways, every so often I go in there and pull out a dozen out of there, sell them, and I look back at what? I didn't hit the colony even. They're
You
like,
can't even tell. Yeah, you can't even tell.
right.
Yeah. That's cool.
Actually, tomorrow I'm supposed to be pulling out like a dozen of them tomorrow to take them in. So
Now, do you have a specific process in terms of trying to catch them, or you have so many that you don't? Because if you don't have, a lot of times you go to catch them, they all go in the shells, then you're screwed.
Right.
You can't get them out of the shells. So do you have a process, or you have so many that you can catch them while they're still out of the shells, or how does that?
there is quite a few that catch them not getting in the shells. But what I have done in the past, if I have issues, I'll put the net in the tank, feed them, catch them.
That's cool.
So far, it's worked for me.
One thing that
now-
I work- go ahead. I was
But
gonna say
go ahead.
no, go. Sorry.
But my buddy, what he does with his Maltese to catch him, he just takes the shell out. He watches where the male goes, wherever fish he wants. The catcher take that shell out and give it to the next customer.
I've definitely bought shells before that people like, I promise they're in there, I promise, and you take their
Right.
word for it. My
Yeah.
tip, I didn't come up with this. I forget who I learned it from, or else I give them credit. But one of the ways I get them out, because I never had like a booming colony, and I keep them in a 20 long, so it's not as deep, so they can get down to the shells quicker. What
Right.
I'll take the shells, I'll see them go into the shells, and then instead, because I'll ship them, and I could ship the shell in the bag, but what I do is I take the shell with the fish in it, and I put it in a tall, skinny, almost like a pitcher of water, like a tall, skinny container of water, and I put like an upside down like cup or something, and I essentially elevate that shell, and then on the bottom I'll put PVC pipes, like just open-ended PVC pipes. So at some point, it's a little intensive process. It takes time.
Right.
Like a couple hours or overnight, the fish will pop out of the shell, realize he's up in the air on an island and not on the ground. He'll go down. They will go down to the PVC pipes, and then you can get them out of the PVC pipes super easy because they're just open. You just whoop.
Right.
I
like that idea. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, since we're in a 40 breeder, I started off with 8 Maltese. Now there's probably like 40 of them in there.
That's crazy.
So it's like it's ongoing colony. So I pull them out. It's like it didn't hurt them. Here's some more.
Like they auto replace each other.
Right. I do have the Bishardi down. It's another 40 breeder. Now those, I got probably 20 of them down there. Most of these cichlids, they should do its course. Let them breed, whatever, survive. If there's too many, I go in there, pull them out, sell them, and yeah.
Have you ever heard of the heli? My dogs are going crazy. Have you ever heard of the Helianthus cichlid? It's in that. It's the common name is the sunflower cichlid. It's in the Bachardi family. So there's the Bachardi, then there's the daffodil.
Yeah.
So the Bachardi is like Leo Lamprologus Bachardi, whatever. And there's the daffodil, which is Leo Lamprologus pulcher. It has a little more yellow. I shared one of those. I shared one of my males on Instagram the other day.
Yeah, I saw that. That was awesome.
So that nuchal hump, right? It's crazy. You don't think of like a Bachardi type fish, but he's got a pretty decent little size nuchal hump. But then there's a third one. My favorite is the Neolamprologus helianthus, and that's the sunflower cichlid. And if you look at it, same body shape as the Bachardi and the daffodil, but it's got more intense, kind of like yellow speckled, like almost like this. Like if you look at a sunflower, the inside of a sunflower, it's a little tiny dots. It looks like that's why I get this name. But it's the most intensely colored, in my opinion, of that complex. Yeah, it's got more. Yeah, you see, it's got more yellow.
Yeah.
So that's one.
Cool.
Yeah, that's one to look at if you haven't. I would put that those would definitely be in my dream fantasy 100 million gallon lake tank,
100 million gallon.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know how many
Yeah.
gallons. 12 to 20 foot by 5 or 6 foot by, probably like 2 feet tall. I wouldn't want to go much taller.
Mhm.
Than tall. I like shallower
Right.
tanks. But what about you, Curtis? What's like your next gotta have it live bear?
That's a good question because you have some of them.
We'll be talking for sure. I know that.
Yeah, we talking, but there's a guy in Omaha I know that has the Jaguar live bears.
Oh, the Justinia Onka, whatever.
Onkas.
Onkas, yeah. Those are cool, man. I've had success. I've had them before. I've bred them a little bit, but I didn't get enough to get Breeders' Award points, and I don't have any anymore. That's a fish you should definitely get into. That's a cool fish.
Well, and see where I'm in the middle of nowhere, Kansas. But my daughter lives in Kansas City. My son lives in Des Moines. This breeder lives in Omaha. And he has
That's cool.
Lateralis,
No,
Jaguars.
That's the Jaguar cichlid. That's the Jaguar cichlid.
Not a Jaguar cichlid. It's a Jaguar live bear. You know what he wants.
Hey, I had to pull it off though.
Yeah. We're going to go after this live bear guy. And besides Mitchell Broom in Atlanta, there's another breeder. Is he in North Carolina or South Carolina? I'll have to send you his info.
Okay.
He's got a lot of stuff.
It sounds like you already have potentially a line on some of the Jaguar live bears, but if for some reason you can't find any, the guy that I got mine from originally, this is like 3 or 4 years ago, he was super cool. I don't know him. Just a guy off of Aquabid. It was like SD Aqua or SD Aquatica on Aquabid. Because he had some they were like $15 a piece. He had some this summer. I haven't looked recently, but he had them on Aquabid, fairly recently.
That's the guy that lives in Omaha.
Oh, okay. Oh, see, I always thought he lived in like South, in San Diego or something. It was SD Aqua.
I can drive to his house.
That's amazing. That's cool. Yeah, dude. I got fish from him. He's like, I don't even know his real name. I just know him as SD Aquatic or whatever. He's a cool dude. I bought from him. I bought like 6, and he hooked me up. He gave me like 3 and 3, 3 males, 3 females. Even though it wasn't like the auction was just for like 6 unsexed fish. But he hooked me up with 3 pairs.
Mm-hmm.
And they did well for me. Like I said, they dropped some fry. They they up and down. I never had like a booming colony, but they're a neat fish.
Yeah, that and I already told Greg Sage I'm coming back next spring because I go to his house too.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm freaking jealous.
Nice. Hey, Danican. Aquatics, welcome. Hey, Danny. Hey, Kitty. By the way, you did win a giveaway on Vibe Aquatics the other evening. Send me your address on email. I can ship it out to you.
Make him type it out because you can't read his handwriting.
It's another guy I met for the first
Exactly.
time. It's another guy I met for the first time at Triple Crown, Kenny and Danny.
Yeah. The awesome couple. Bipolo, welcome. Hey, Mike. Hey, we got to do a little shout out. This is the guy that got Vibes Aquatics into the fish tube world.
That's cool.
Mike loves life aquatics. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Much love to you. Because of you is because we'll do it tonight. Because of you. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. So.
And Bipolar just released a video on gouramis today. If anybody's interested in gouramis,
Nice.
That's cool. You don't see
Hey,
Grammy
Craig.
that much.
How's Australia, Craig? Good to see you. Okay. Back up. Go ahead. You got any more for us before we get out of here?
What's that?
You got anything else for us?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm curious. I'm curious to pick Skull's brain about like a basement fish room. I never had one. I do see myself eventually, not anytime soon, but I can see myself retiring more up like North Carolina or someplace where like a basement fish room makes more sense. Maybe I'll transition into like wild type live bear or something, goldfish, something nice and cold.
Yeah.
But Does it ever get like super cold or?
Maybe about 68. About 68.
Okay. Which most
It
fish.
stays, it stays 68 to 78.
That's actually not bad because a lot of even tropical fish can go to 68 for the most part, like bushy nose plecos. Maybe not rams, but
yeah,
that's pretty cool. How many tanks do each of you have?
I go about 30.
Okay,
I got like 22.
that's pretty impressive. It looks like you have even more than that, Skull. It's big because the whole room is just like
Yeah, it's just a big U around.
What's your biggest tanks?
Inside or out?
Oh, you got outside stuff?
Yep.
Oh yeah, you have that koi pond. You have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in that Texas weather. He cheats.
That pond is awesome.
But you got people do koi pools like Grant and my Bill Shields have literally koi swimming pools.
Right. It's like that's not even right. That's what I want.
Well, speaking of that, I told you I do insurance. They're giving Grant a hard time right now with his insurance company's giving him a hard time with his pool because the water was green and they can't see the bottom or whatever. So hopefully he figures that out. But they've been giving him a hassle trying to renew his policy.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, it's getting late for everyone. We don't want to hold you up too late, but it's coming Thursday night. Thanksgiving special live stream. Come on out, hang out. Hey, if you can't make it, put it in the comments below one of my videos in the chat and give us a question. Hey, you got a question for us? Put it there. We can talk about it on the live stream. It's going to be a special night. And if you've been a guest on Vibes Aquatics anytime, you're invited to join us on panel. Let me know, and we'll schedule it. If you don't get enough guests, it's going to be just me talking. So if you don't want to hear Vibes talk again, you got to come up and fill in for me. Anyhow, Skull, before we head out, got anything to say to the fish fam?
Love your family and take care of them. Like always, blood doesn't make them family. Family's family.
Well said. Well said. I'm adopted. It's another something you wouldn't know. I'm adopted, so that really rings home with me.
Big hug. So how about you, Ryan? Got anything to say to the fish fam before we head out?
Appreciate hanging out. I mean, in addition to Corey from Aquarium Co-op, the fish fam, the fish fam as an entirety was a huge supporter and still is, of me and my channel and everything I do. So I appreciate that without a doubt. I appreciate you guys for having me. It was good to get to know you guys a little bit better. You definitely have some common interests, so we'll definitely be talking more in the future. And like I said, with the vibes with the Frontosa or whatever, maybe those tracks, maybe even if you move on from the Frontosa, those tracks would be a equally cool and as impressive breeding project. Because I hear those things are, like I said, hard to breed too, so that'd be cool. And then Skull Curtis, definitely, I see some trading in our future for sure.
Yeah.
So it was definitely cool to meet you and get to know you guys a little bit better.
Yeah. Thanks again, Ryan, for coming up. Thanks, Skull, for coming up. Good host. You did a good job, both of you. And thanks, hey, replay crew, if you made it this far, I don't know what we did for you to do it, but hey, thank you. And if you did make it this far, put in the chat, comment below the video, replay Team 6. That way we know. And those latecomers that come into a live stream right before you step off, I don't know what we did that they come now. Hey, Core Adorable, Bad Aquatics, you guys are late. Anyhow, welcome. Anyways, before we head out, do your water changes. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Prayers to those that lost loved ones. Until next time, bye.
Laters.